Welcome to all. In this video, we will see about linkage and QTL analysis. The earlier period Mendel proposed the law of independent assortment and law of heredity. In his law of independent assortment, he proposed the genes are independent of each other. He proposed the theory because he was lucky in choosing the 7 traits, either present in different chromosomes or if they happen to present in the same chromosome, they are located fair distance enough so that the possibility of linkage was not observed by Mendel that time. Later, Bateson and Punnett identified that certain traits are combined and inherited together. In case of sweet pea, the flower color purple or red is always linked with either long or round pollen grain, and he proposed this may be due to physical coupling between the dominant allele and between the recessive alleles. Later, it was elaborately studied by T.H. Morgan, and he proposed the theory of linkage and he coined the term linkage. The intensity of linkage between two genes is inversely related to the distance between them in the chromosomes. So if they are located nearby, the proportion of crossover will be less. If they are located far apart, the proportion of crossing over will be higher, so linkage will be decreased. There are 4 methods are used to detect the linkage. The first method reported in 1931 is called U-score method. Bernstein proposed that one. Next is SIP pair test method. Penrose proposed. Third one is likelihood ratio proposed by Haldane and Smith. Based on the likelihood ratios, another method, large score method, was evolved. It is proposed by Morton in 1955. The large score method is one of the most commonly used methods. The large stands for logarithm of odd, and large score analysis used to estimate the degree of concordance of a DNA marker with the trait of interest. So this is the model of large score graph. The large score evaluates whether the recombination fraction estimated is statistically significant or not. So we will generally get 3 kinds of observation from the large score, and the large score generally is the base 10 logarithmic value of ratio of likelihood, and simple formula is large score equal to likelihood of linked genes divided by likelihood of unlinked loci. So we will get 3 kinds of observation. One is less than -2 means the linkage is excluded, and if the large score value lies in between -2 and 3 means it is inconclusive. Next part is mapping. Determination of the position and relative distance of genes on the chromosome by means of the linkage called mapping. 2 kinds of maps are there. First one is genetic map. This map represents the linear arrangement of genes or genetic markers obtained based on the recombination. It's a molecular markers covering the alleles of whole genomic DNA such as RFLP, SSR markers, and they are used for obtaining the genetic map. The second map is called physical map, which denotes the linear order of genes in the DNA fragments in the chromosome. And the physical map is obtained by overlapped genomic DNA fragment cloned and used for the physical mapping purpose. So when we go for selecting traits, 2 kinds of traits are available. They are discontinuous trait and continuous trait. The discontinuous trait are the Mendel selected traits. So here the types of variations are placed into discrete, and we can see individual 2 groups of categories, and generally 1 or 2 genes are involved in regulating this kind of discontinuous trait. Mostly it is qualitative associated traits. Example, the seed color green and yellow, shrunken and round seeds, etc. So here the segregation, we will get only 2 kinds of phenotypes. If we cross yellow peas and green peas, in F1 we will see dominant yellow color, in F2 we will see 3:1. Whereas second kind of trait category is continuous trait. Here different types of variations are distributed in a continuous manner, and several genes are involved regulating this trait, and each gene contributes a small proportion. Altogether these traits are called as quantitative traits. The example is yield and height, etc. Now we will see about quantitative trait loci. The QTL is a continuous traits and are controlled by multiple numbers of genes, and each segregating according to the Mendel's law individually, and some linkage also expressed between them. These traits can also be affected by the environment to varying degrees, and the loci controlling these traits are called quantitative trait loci. The examples are crop yield, plant height, salt tolerance, disease resistance, grain weight, body weight in animals, fat content. These are all called quantitative traits. In the earlier period called as polygenes and later Gelderman coined the term QTL to refer quantitative trait loci. The QTL bridging the gap between genes and the phenotype traits that results from them. Now we will see quantitative trait loci analysis. The analysis is a statistical method that links two types of information. One is phenotypic data, that is getting the trait measurement in the field, and second one is genotypic data, usually molecular markers, the data obtained in the lab, in an attempt to explain the genetic basis of variation in complex trait. Another term, QTL mapping, refers the process of identifying the regions of the genome containing QTLs of a specific trait. So now we will see the major objectives for QTL mapping. One is to identify the regions of the genome that affect the trait of interest. Second one is to analyze the effect of the QTL on the trait. Three kinds of effects we can analyze. One is how much of the variation for the trait is caused by the specific region, and next is what is the QTL associated with the gene action, it may be additive or dominant, and which allele is associated with the favorable effect and undesirable effect. So to perform QTL mapping, 4 items are required. First one is a very good mapping populations. It is generated from phenotypically divergent parents, or they are contrast in the specific phenotypic trait. And second one is we have create a saturated linkage map based on the molecular markers so that we can easily identify the region. And third one is reliable phenotypic screening data of the mapping population, usually collect in the field. And fourth one is appropriate statistical package tool, that is essential to analyze the genotypic information in combination with phenotypic information for detecting the QTL region in the genome. And different types of mapping populations are available which can be utilized for QTL analysis. The ability to detect QTL generally contains F2 or F2 derived populations, or recombinant inbred lines, near isogenic lines, or double haploid lines. So F23 population is the selfed seeds of F2 population. It have the advantage we can identify the additive or dominant gene action using F23 population. And the number of population, that means size of population, depends on the type of mapping population, genetic nature of the target trait, and objectives of our experiment. If we go for high resolution mapping, we need large number of populations. Approximately 500 or more populations would be enabled for the detection of QTLs having small effects. Next is generating a reasonable saturated linkage map. So screening the mapping population using polymorphic molecular markers. Procedure is called genotyping or marker genotyping. Using this we can analyze the segregation patterns for each of the markers. And statistical software such as MapMaker, JoinMap are used for construction of linkage map of the molecular markers analyzed in the study. The term mapping, for mapping purpose, a linkage map covers a map distance less than 10 centimorgans will be ideal to perform QTL analysis. Next is phenotyping of mapping populations and sample size. So the data is pooled over location and replication obtained for the single quantitative traits. It is necessary to collect phenotypic data in the field at different locations and different replications, and it is also preferable to measure target trait in the experiment conducted in multiple locations. Now we will see example for DNA marker genotyping data. Here assume it's a membrane showing RFLP data. The genotype scores of the progeny are recorded by assessing the number of alphabet. So we know RFLP is a codominant marker. Assume for specific probe it give larger size fragment in case of P1 parent and smaller size fragment in the P2 parent, and these are all two progenies segregated into different levels for the specific DNA region. And the next thing is we have to give the score. The score for absence of the allele is given as 0, or presence of the one allele is called 1, and if both alleles are present then we can give the number 2. So this is for one allele. Likewise for P2 allele also we can give the score. So instead of numerical value we also give alphabet such as ABC for that one. So here the example is the score for P1 allele in the F2 population is, in F2 first population have 2 bands, so it is 2. Next one is it have F2 allele, so we give P1 allele we give the score 1. Next is 2 band, again 2, and next in fourth population P1 band is absent, so we give the 0. Likewise we give the scoring. Similarly we can give alphabet such as CB, CAC, and we can get the marker scoring data. So for each marker, each population we have to get the data set value. Finally for a single marker we will get this kind of marker score data. Here the example we give for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markers. So similarly we have to grow the crops populations in the field, and for each populations we have to collect the data for different phenotypic traits such as yield, height, flowering, duration, etc. And those data also we have to collect and we have to get, that is called trait data set, and marker data is called marker data set. So once we get these two data, we perform the linkage analysis using software such as MapMaker, and the regions are perfectly matched with the chromosome locations, and we can identify the QTL regions that are representing specific trait of interest. Now we will see the factors affecting QTLs. The number of genes controlling the target trait and their genome positions are key factors, and distribution of genetic effects and the existence of genetic interactions will influence the precision of QTL mapping. And heritability is a trait, and that will affect a number of genes segregating in a population also affect the QTL mapping precision. And type and size of mapping population, density and coverage of markers in the linkage map, statistical methodology are the other factors which are affect the QTL mapping. The applications of markers in the QTL. So the markers have been identified that are associated with the QTLs. Then the next step is to perform the selection of the lines with a population, and it will shorten the time to select superior genotype. The obvious method would be advance those lines which contain those alleles with positive effects for next generation screening or selection purpose. Now we will see some examples for QTLs in crop improvement by marker assisted selection. The QTL Saltol is associated with salt tolerance is identified in rice genotypes Pocali FL478. They act as a donor, and the specific DNA segments are in the genome of Pocali or FL478 is transferred to high yielding varieties to enhance salinity tolerance in several cultivated crops. So in Saltol, STMS marker RM3412 is tightly linked to Saltol, and it was used for foreground selection during marker assisted selection. Another QTL called Sub1 is a submergent tolerant associated QTL identified in rice, capable to withstand under seasonal flooding up to 15 days by this allele, this QTL. This is identified in the indigo genotype. Next QTL is Sub1. This is a submergent tolerance QTL, and it is identified in indigo genotype FR13A. And another one VGT1, a major flowering time QTL in the maize. And some examples for QTLs in the horticulture trait. These are also used in marker assisted selection for crop improvement. The Phytophthora infestans resistant QTL from the Solanum herbrochatis is identified in chromosome 11 and was introgressed into cultivated tomato to enhance the disease resistance. And two QTLs associated with soft scald in apple were identified during biparental populations originating from parent 11W1211, and it is useful for crop improvement in apples. And another term is most popular in modern days called genome-wide association studies or GWAS, and now we will see small difference between QTLs and GWAS. The GWAS produce many unlinked individual genes or even nucleotides, but these studies are riddled with large expected number of false positives, whereas QTLs contains many linked genes. So in case of certain orchard crop, we have to wait long years to get the fruits or flowers. So in such cases, QTL mapping and obtaining F2, F3 or real population is very tedious process. Under such conditions, just we collect genomic DNA from existing genetically variable populations, and we perform the GWAS analysis instead of QTL map. And another two terms are called eQTL and pQTL. The phenotypes such as the amount of RNA transcript from the particular gene is called expression QTL or eQTL. Similarly, the amount of protein produced from a particular gene is called protein, and the QTL associated with such protein is called pQTL or protein QTL. These phenotypes are polygenic, just like more traditional organismal phenotypes such as yield in corn, and these eQTL and pQTL give more precise in the crop improvement in modern days. Thank you.